Welcome back to Football Heritage TV. If you don't laugh, you'll cry. I learned that many years ago about all walks of life. And I always say, don't I, it's never a dull day at Tottenham. And it's never a dull day. And we'll get into all your comments. A lot of people saying that Nottingham Forest are being salty. But what am I talking about? Nottingham Forest are considering legal action against Tottenham Hotspur for an illegal approach to Morgan Gibbs-White, even though Tottenham Hotspur have triggered his release clause, which legally means we're allowed to talk and speak to the player. It's utterly crazy. And only Tottenham Hotspur could be involved in something like this, whether it's our fault or not. Only Tottenham Hotspur. We're the only club that surely get the here we go and the medical all announced. And yeah, I don't know. You've got to laugh, right? If you don't laugh, you've got to cry. Let's look into it. So Sky Sports broke this story. Rob Dorset of Sky Sports broke this story, and it's now been latched onto by absolutely everyone, which means we know it's true because everybody's got it. It's just going to be a saga, isn't it? It's just going to be a saga, one way or the other. The lawyers are now involved, and when you've got lawyers involved, I mean, when the lawyers ever move quickly, oh God, just F off. I'm so it's just Tottenham, isn't it? It was too good to be true. Kudos through the door. And we're now talking about Morgan Gibbs-White, but it said Nottingham Forest believes Spurs have made an illegal approach to Gibbs-White and were never granted permission to speak to him. Now, what we don't get about this is we triggered his release clause of £60 million. If you, to my understanding, to surely everybody else's understanding, is if you trigger a player's release clause, there's nothing the selling club can do. You've triggered the release clause. Now, unless there is more to this story than we're being told, I'm just getting loads of news come in. I'm getting here that once the release clause is met, there is nothing the selling club can do to reject it. The only hope is they offer a more appealing contract compared to the buying club. The club looking to acquire the player's services will begin negotiating personal terms with them. Typically, this is straightforward, especially if they're a bigger club, but the finer details of the contract can take time. By taking advantage of a release clause themselves, the club will want to avoid having one. Yet that is not always possible depending on the player's demands. Once everything is finalised, the contract can be signed and the transfer is announced. Is there more to this than meets the eye? Let's have a look at what our mate Romano has said. And I'm seeing people say Fabrizio Romano's in the mud. I mean, I don't think Fabrizio Romano's in the mud. I'm not sure how Fabrizio Romano's meant to know that there's going to be a legal pursuit from Nottingham Forest lawyers to Tottenham Hotspur's lawyers and the FA and whoever's, I don't know. You can see here, Romano has said Nottingham Forest prepare a complaint to the Premier League for Morgan Gibbs-White move to Tottenham. Nottingham Forest are working on a potential legal action as they believe Spurs made a legal approach to the player, as Sky Sports reported. Only Tottenham effing Hotspur could be involved in this. Listen, as a YouTuber, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to pull any punches. It's very exciting. As a Tottenham Hotspur fan, it's bloody annoying. I don't get it. I need somebody with more intelligence than me. And I'm sure some of you in the chat will be more intelligent than me. I'm sure some of you won't. I need somebody to explain to me how can this be an illegal approach if we have triggered the release clause? That doesn't make any sense. How could we have approached him illegally if we've triggered a release clause? Because obviously you're allowed to speak to the player's agent about that. But the only way I can think up here, that's all changed. Surely, when we're saying illegally approaching him, that's illegally getting a contract put in place, right? Because you can speak to the agent, you can speak to the player via the agent all you like, but what has gone on? I'm truly baffled. I've got no doubt that at some point he will be a Spurs player, as my phone is blowing up. Like, honestly, whenever anything Tottenham happens, my phone blows up. Paul O'Keefe has said this. Paul O'Keefe, I'm bringing this to you live. I'm like Sky Sports, but just without the £1 billion pounds behind me. I think that Forest are upset at the detail. Spurs knew, and that they pitched it at exactly that mark without negotiations with Forest. Opinion, their owner wants a few more quid to let it slide. Brilliant. Now that's just Paul O'Keefe's opinion. Ashley. Sorry. All things Tottenham have just said this. Forest have believed that Tottenham approached Morgan Gibbs-White before triggering the so-called secret release clause. Secret release clause? What does that mean? Surely, if you have got who has a secret release clause? If it's in a contract, it's not secret, right? That doesn't make any sense. That's considered tapping up a player. Breaching this can result in reprimands, fines, transfer bans, and points deduction for Spurs. Guys, we're gonna start the season with a minus 10 points. Oh my gosh. Just kidding. Now, the WhatsApp I've just received sums it up nicely. It says, we could only be happy for one day. Of course, with Tottenham. It's like the football gods, whoever they are up there, the football gods have gone, hang on. Tottenham are doing a few little bits here. Let's strike them down, put those stupid Spurs fans back in their box. Oi, you lot, you've all had your fun. Now get back in your box, you lot. Absolutely mental. And Rinketic, have an absolute day off, saying he is overrated anyway. Have a day off, mate. He walks into our team. Let's not start doing this, people. This is childish. Sorry. Let's not go down this route because the lawyers are involved. Now suddenly it's good because we didn't want. This is, sorry, I'll call it out. You all know I'm going to be brutally honest. Fans like you deserve jack shit. Sorry, I've called it. Love you, Rinketic. But fans like you don't think Spurs signing Morgan Gibbs-White is good for the club. Been living under a rock. Listen, I don't know. I don't know where we go from here. I'm waiting, obviously, like you lot are, for more news. I'll let you know as soon as Ornstein or Romano or Plattenberg or anyone says anything. But at the moment, this is going to be sitting with the lawyers. This is going to be sitting with the lawyers, and lawyers don't move quick at all in any way, shape, or form. Now, I hope I'm wrong, and I hope that this is something that the FA look at and go, oh, come on, there's nothing here. Let's move this along. But, I mean, does this mean we move for someone else in the meantime? Are we allowed to? I don't know all the rules and regulations. We'll be finding this out at the same as you lot. I genuinely don't know what to say. We just can't. We can't have nice things. We can't have shiny things. I'll tell you what, you lot are utter frauds. 700 of you in here and 54 likes. Guys, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just here giving you the Spurs information. 700 people. We should have 300 likes. We've got 54 likes. Wolfie, you're utterly shameless. He's just messaged me saying, I love my owner. He's shameless, utterly shameless. So listen, while you lot ramp up those likes, we'll wait for some more news to come in. This will be a moving story. I don't know if any of you lot know. Are we still allowed to sign players? Does this stop us moving for players? Are we put in some sort of transfer hold or a ban? I don't know the ins and outs. I'm not sure if anyone else would know the ins and outs. But if we can't get him, surely move for somebody else. Now, obviously, that's me being very knee-jerk and me being very reactive. And I'm hoping I'm hoping that this all blows over. Let me get to some of your comments very shortly. Daniel has said, I'm baffled anyone thought it was going to be this simple. I mean, but Dan, listen, when you get the here we go and all the news that Spurs have hit the release clause, why wouldn't we? I know we want to bash Spurs with everything, and I've said this a lot this window. We want to bash Spurs with everything, but surely when we get the here we go, surely we can all be happy and say, God, yeah, Spurs have done a deal. No one was to know that this was going to happen, right? I know that a lot of people will now use this to bash the club, but surely no one could have known. Oh, I hope you're being sarcastic there, my man. I hope you're being sarcastic. It's madness. Rooty2 said Spurs must go ahead with the medical and stick 2 fingers up at Forest. I don't think they will, right? I mean, would Spurs suddenly go, yeah, up yours, Nottingham Forest, we're gonna give him a medical anyway? Are we allowed to? Surely the fact that the lawyers are involved means that all stops. Getting news coming in saying Gibbs White is obviously going to force a move. Forest can't just hold him ransom, especially when Spurs did nothing wrong. Triggering a release clause is perfectly legal. Marinakis is just a big child. Well done, Marinakis, giving all the Greeks a bad name. Big up to you, Marinakis. I'm blaming him on being Greek, and I'm allowed to say that because I am half Greek before anyone says that I'm choosing war against the Greeks. Trust me, my dad was fully Greek Cypriot. Some people are saying the medical done. I mean, I haven't seen any news that the medical's done. Oh, I go. Matt Watson, medical. Morgan Gibbs White medical is believed to be finished, and Tottenham await Nottingham Forest signing off their half of the document. Oh, for bloody Pete's sake! What is? Oh my gosh, Tottenham Hotspur. This is them all over. I just want shiny things. Shiny things. I don't get it. I don't get how this has possibly happened. Julian, if it was a 60 million release clause, Nottingham Forest don't get to agree to accept it. They have to accept it if it's the release clause. That's what I don't get about this. It is what I don't get it. Darren has said, Sava, you are the jinx. You were happy for one day. Laugh out loud. Oh, moral of the story. Don't ever be happy. Don't be happy if you're a Spurs fan. Top G14 has said, go and get Simons, Rogers, Lee, Eze. Sure. I don't think it works quite like that, right? I don't think it can just go, right, boom, let's suddenly forget you. See you, Morgan Gibbs White. We know you've had a medical. We know that you're ready to sign for us, but see you later. Spacina said Morgan Gibbs White will only be unhappy and push for the move. Well, let's look at that side of it, shall we? You've now got a footballer that wants to leave, has done a medical, if reports are true, with another football club. And what are Nottingham Forest going to do? Hoping to keep him? Hoping to sell him elsewhere for the same money that is in the release clause? Or are they just trying their luck for a little bit of money to try and get a little bit more money? James Julian, big up to you, has said the deal will still happen. Forest can complain all they like, as the Premier League will just tell them to shut up and let him sign. Forest only realising with other sales going that they could have got more money. Well, again, you know, I've got a point. This all points to this surely's got to point to the release clause again, and a lot of this will be repointed. Yeah, Daniel, I get it, but this is different, my man. Like this isn't like it's a player that's doing a medical at Spurs, and then suddenly is signing for Manchester City or Liverpool or Chelsea. This is now we're hearing about illegal tapping up. Yet we were assured that the release clause was hit. Like I was assured that you lot were meant to be loyal viewers with your 149 likes. Let me do a couple of super chats really quickly. If these guys can put in their money, you guys can tick a little button, and it is very important for YouTubers. So please do smash that button. Big up to Tottenham. So Tottenham NS who has said, what is baffling for me, half of the comments are now that now Morgan Gibbs-White is shit. We didn't want him anyway. Lots of flip-floppers by the wind. Yeah, I will argue with any Spurs fan that is watching Morgan Gibbs-White and thinks that they don't want him in the Tottenham squad and that he doesn't get into our team. I'm really baffled by this fan base that has just seen us lose 22 league games, 26 games in all competitions. All we've done all year is slate our players, and then they're going, no, we don't want him now. He's shit. Oh, he's shit. I'm not having it. I'm with you. I'm not having it. This is a good footballer. Oh, madness. Big up. There are 1,100 of you in here. I can sense the frustration, the desperation coming through. Big up to you, Tottenham NS. I really appreciate that. And then a very generous $10 super chat from Zeffy Rash. Big up to you. Really appreciate that, my man. That's very generous of you. Said, usually the players group are asked to keep release clauses a secret, so the bidding team may bid higher than the clause. Most clubs don't mind because RCs are generally higher than release clauses are generally higher than the player value. I'm not sure that's strictly true, my man. I'm not sure that's strictly true. Clubs will understand what players' release clauses are, right? They will have a right to know what the release clause is. Also, clubs will be speaking with player agents. And when they speak to them, they'll say, is there a release clause in your client's contract? Yeah, 60 million, 50 million, 55, whatever the number is. I really appreciate the super chat. I'm not sure about this whole secret release clause. Otherwise, why would you have release clauses in your contract? We might have to disagree a little bit on that, but I really do appreciate it. Big up to each and every one of you, by the way. There are 1,400 people in the chat. It is going absolutely bananas because only Spurs could take you from euphoria to utter hate in the space of 3 hours, 2 hours. It's like the biggest come down ever, isn't it? Whether whatever your poison is, chocolate, drugs, alcohol, I don't know. It's like a massive come down, isn't it? And for me, I think what's worrying here is I feel like this is going to be, by the way, big up for that. That's a very generous super chat and a very good talking point. The thing that worries me here is how quickly will this get resolved? Now, you lot are all going to be like me as Spurs fans. I'm guessing most of you are Spurs fans in here. You're all going to be sitting there hoping that we get, by the end of the night, all a big misunderstanding. Forest have chanced their arm. You know, that crazy lunatic Greek owner, Marinakis is going mad. Big up the Greeks, by the way. And it all blows under the carpet. But we've all been Spurs fans for long enough to know, right, that normally anything with Spurs doesn't move quickly. Shane, thank you. Yes, hence the show. Thank you, Shane. Yes, I know that the move for Gibbs-White is currently off. Look at the title of my show. I've been very clickbait for once. Emergency meeting, breaking news, the Lee Gunner School of YouTube. I don't know. Yeah, again, it feels like we're going to be in limbo. And I'm just hoping that this doesn't stop other transfer negotiations going on, whether that be for someone like a Wharton or whoever it may be. I'm hoping this doesn't throw a spanner in the works and suddenly we can't go after players and we can't get deals done. I'm hoping that is not it. But with Spurs, it's anything. Do I speak Greek? I can swear a lot in Greek. I can order a little bit of food. I can do bits, but no. My wife is sitting next to me and she's just laughing, like she's almost saying, no, he can't. I used to be able to handle myself in Greek when I worked there, but that was 20. God, I'm old now. That was 22 years ago. So we got fluent enough to order food and drink and say, all the usual. Tequila, my man, Tequila. I hope you're well, man. I said just sour grapes from Nottingham Forest. AP has said it wasn't about triggering the release clause. If a club wants to talk to the player, they have to ask permission of the parent club. Sure, AP, you're guessing that, right? None of us know how this has gone down. But I mean, what are Forest hoping for? What is the outcome right now that Forest are hoping for? What they want the deal to be off? What are Spurs going to get a slap on the wrist? Maybe a couple of million fine. I genuinely don't know what's going to happen here. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Let me get to a few more of your comments. Big up to my man Moose, always generous with the super chats. A generous $10 donation there to the FHTV business. Big up to you, Moose City. Really appreciate you out there in the US. He said it will just drag it on, but he will still come. That's the positivity we need around this place right now, my man. Said the source is trust me, bro. Love it, Moose. My source is me. I am the source. Yeah, I am the source. I am the in the know. Trust me. He said, also, apparently, Atleti are done trying to get Romero to come. I see a new contract coming. I'll talk about that a bit later. Yeah, I see a new contract for Christian Romero very soon, and I'm glad. Just get it done. Just get that over the line, Moose, and we can all stop worrying. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you, my friend. You've been very generous to me lately, and I'm always appreciative. Thank you. There are 1,500 of you in the chat, only 286 likes. Smash that button. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. We're only 800 away already. It's gone mad the last few days. We're 800 or so away from 20,000. And 20,000 for a YouTuber is the holy grail. That's the first time where you think, hang on, I am actually doing well. So if you haven't, please do subscribe. I'm putting the link in the chat right now, and then we'll go to some more of your comments, and we'll wait for some more breaking news to come to us. But you've got to smash those like buttons, people. We've got to be much better than that. So thank you very much. I have pinned that now. So if anyone would like to subscribe, please do. Breaking news all the time. I'm just waiting for some of it to be Tottenham Hotspur. Big up to Ben Kaufman. The mod father has said this just makes Nottingham Forest look like a small, petty club. Yeah, I mean, look, you had their owner, didn't you? You had Marinakis going onto the pitch the other week or the other month with the whole saga that happened there. And it doesn't endear him to people. But what I will say is this. When you've got billionaires, when you've got ruthless businessmen and businesswomen, sorry, let me start that again. That was nearly a full sentence. When you've got businessmen, businesswomen, business people, business whatever, the reason they are billionaires, the reason these people are where they are is because they are ruthless, right? They didn't get to the top by being nice and fluffy and letting people get away with anything. They will find any loophole. They will find any way that smells like it's got a pound note at the end of the road, right? Can I get 500 grand off here? Can I get 50 grand off there? This is why they are billionaires, right? This is why I don't expect anything different. I don't expect anything different. Noob Master 69. That is a great name. Noob Master 69 said, are we allowed to be happy? Apparently not. James has said, chill out, Sava, we'll get him. I'm chill. Dude, whoa. I'm chilled. Dude, listen, let me let you know how YouTube works, right? As a Spurs YouTuber, I see Spurs news. I bring the news to the table. You lot watch, we talk, right? I'm not saying the deal is off. I'm saying this is going to be sitting with the lawyers. I know as much as you lot know. So I'm not panicking. I'm just saying. By the way, Tottenham Hotspur, there is some good news, right? There is some good news. That's just been sent to me that Tottenham, there you go. That was Mohamed Kudus, medical and media duty. So we know that Kudus, Starboy 20 signed yesterday. So we have got some good news, but it just seems to drag on. Lots of people don't seem to be too concerned. Lots of the big accounts I'm seeing are the people that are in the nose and that kind of stuff don't seem to be too concerned, but it definitely seems to be it definitely seems to be a ploy by Forest. I don't know what they want. I genuinely, Jeff, I know Jeff is a Nottingham Forest fan, says compensation. For what? What do you want it for? What is it that you feel, Jeff, you want the compensation for? For us, again, spitballing here, for us speaking to Morgan Gibbs White before the release clause was met? Is that what you? How much is that compensation? $1 million? 5 million? What is it that you see as fitting compensation? Sorry, I'm just getting loads of stuff being sent to me all the time. I mean, yeah, look, somebody's just sent me this. Again, somebody just sent me this, that Nottingham Forest were considering legal action against Sky over Gary Neville comments saying he crossed the line. Are we seeing now that Nottingham Forest and their owner are going to start to become the most hated club because this is what they do every time something goes against them? I'm being told that there's Ben Jacob news, so let me see if there is Ben Jacob news indeed. You've got to remember, guys, we are doing this on the fly. Let's have a look. This is what Ben Jacobs said. He said, breaking, Forest are considering legal action over what they believe is an illegal approach by Spurs for Morgan Gibbs White. Deal delayed as it stands. Spurs in the dark and had planned medical and completion this afternoon. Yeah, I mean, look, I mean, when people are saying Ben Jacobs news, he hasn't told me anything there we didn't know, but fair enough. Spurs in the dark. That's interesting, isn't it? Why are we in the dark? Did we did we illegally approach? Let me know let me know your opinion. Now, let's be fair. None of you will know for sure, so we can't say 100%. But let me know your opinion. Do you think we've illegally approached? Do you think we've done things by the book? Is illegally approaching Daniel Levy's style of? Is this something that we've seen? Is this something that we've seen in the past from Daniel Levy? Let me just quickly scroll down on Ben Jacobs, see if I've missed something. More on Morgan Gibbs White. Here we go. Nottingham Forest have reported Spurs to the Premier League this afternoon for making an illegal approach and have threatened legal action. Spurs have received communication asking them to cease contact with Gibbs White. Forest declined to comment, but sources, or we all like a source, sources say the club believes Spurs tapped up Gibbs White and could challenge the manager and the manner in which the 60 million clause was learned of. The Premier League will now investigate, leading to the deal being delayed and potentially in doubt. It just doesn't seem like a Spurs thing to do. Now, I'm not saying it won't happen, the deal. I'm not saying it will happen. I'm not saying this didn't happen, but it doesn't seem Spurs-like, does it? It doesn't seem our normal MO. Doesn't seem our normal modus operandi. By the way, you tight gits, there's 1,500 of you in here, 350 likes. Smash that button. I was having my downtime from 3 hours of streaming this morning, and we've jumped back on to bring you this news. So come on, people. Yeah, but you're allowed to approach the agent. They're saying that we've approached the player because you have to approach an agent to see if a player's interested. So it's going to be very, very interesting, right? Apparently, Marinakis is apparently upset the release clause is low because of their original purchase price, and now they're looking for a loophole to stop the deal. Listen, if you don't want a release clause put in, don't put a release clause in somebody's contract. I say that it's that easy. I say that it's that easy. I'm pretty sure it's not that simple. Big up to all the Football Inc. raid. Big up to Sean and Johnny for sending over people. Big up to you lot. Hope you're well. Lee, my man, Lee Enigma, said to be clear, the deal is not off. Forest are just preparing a complaint to the Premier League. That doesn't mean the transfer. Sure. Lee, completely get it. I think we're Spurs. We automatically fear the worst, don't we? It's just Spursy. Fel B has said, Arsenal, as you know, Sava, but I think you've got him. Window's gone mad. It has gone mad. The window's gone mad. The world of transfers has gone mad. We've all gone mad as football fans. This is utterly, utterly crazy behavior. Guys, I want to talk about this leaked information. What I can't wrap my head around it. Maybe someone more intelligent than me can wrap their head around this. When we're saying leaked information, why would a football club not know what a club's release clause is? Doesn't everyone, realistically, how many times you say so-and-so are after X, Y, or Z, but X, Y, or Z's got this release clause in his contract? Why wouldn't that be common knowledge? I don't get it. I don't get it. I need to ring a few contacts in the world of football and find out what's going on here. Luminous say we celebrate early. I mean, listen, we got the here we go and that he's got a medical at Spurs. Why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't he? Marinakis and Nottingham Forest always have a lawsuit against somebody. Luke said, calm down. I love this. Where's this coming from? We're calm. We're calm. Big up to Sean, my man, my brother. Big up to you, mate. Thank you very much. Tequila has said drugs, chocolate, and alcohol all at once, twice on Sundays. Each to their own. I'm not condoning anybody does any of those things. I can condone chocolate. I can't condone the other two. Rooty 2 said there's no need for all this fuss. Forest won't succeed in blocking the deal. It's posturing to try and keep the fans on side because they're pissed off with losing two of their best players. I think you're into something here, Rooty 2. I think you're absolutely into something here. I truly believe that. I think this is now about saving a little bit of face. Listen, this forces a hand from Palace as our business has gone elsewhere. What do you mean by that? Sorry, are you talking about Eze? I don't know. Carl Simpson, big up Carl, has said Marinakis is only shitting himself as he is getting destroyed by his fans. Pathetic attempt to save face. This is what I love about football fans. We're all gonna get our own theory and we're gonna run with it. I love it. I love all of you lot. I love football fans. By the way, I love the trolls. I like the viewers who are always on my side. I like those that go against me. That's what we're here for. Real, honest, hard-hitting football chat. None of that fluffy bullshit you get down the road at other channels. Not here, mate. Not here. We don't do it. Big up to you, Cole Simpson, one of my channel members. Daniel Harris said, would you want a movie to just end without a twist or the bad guy to have one last go? We love the drama. Dan, is that what this is? We're at the cinema and we've gone, oh, it's great. The couple have ended up together. Oh my God. One has dumped the last one in the last scene. Brilliant. Steve has said, failing to understand why this is Spursy. Anyone aware of Forest owner? He has plenty of fault. Steve, I don't mean Spursy from us. I just mean the situation. It's just the word Spursy. I think some of you need to relax a little bit. It's just a word. It's just a word. It's just a word. It's not off. It's more on hold. No, I hear you. I hear you. Destiny 5. I blame Wolfie as well. Let's all blame Wolfie. Bloody great content creator. I'm just reading about somebody said here his release clause was secret, mate, so no other club should have known about it. Sure, but I can't read all of that. I can't read all of that. Big up for sending it through to me. But look, you know, we're going to know about his release clause at some stage anyway. This is just going to be something that we're going to be talking about now for days, isn't it? Maybe a week, maybe a month. Who knows? Who knows? This might go to the last day of the transfer window. Maybe it gets squashed by the FA and we have to go after someone else. Cool. Who are we going after? You know, we'll see. A user, big up to you, has said Nottingham Forest are not happy as usual. As long as we approach via the correct channel, they can't do squat. Well, I think that's what's going to be determined, isn't it? Did we approach via the correct channel, or did we tap up the player in terms of getting information? I genuinely don't know. CB has said, Sava, I wouldn't be surprised if the release clause is time bound and Forest are trying to stall because of that. For example, if it's only valid to the end of July. I don't know. I'm guessing somebody will release that information at some point. Somebody said, call out the lies, Mrs. Sava. Yeah. Brian Daigle, my man Brian, has said, not remotely worried about Forest trying to block the Morgan Gibbs White deal. Is like bringing a butter knife to a sword fight. I love that. Who wouldn't want to go into a sword fight with a butter knife? Levy eats these petty standoffs for breakfast. Brian, are you turning Levy in? And I tell you what, that is the one thing, right? We do know that Daniel Levy will have this fight, right? We listen. This is where having a businessman like Daniel Levy in charge of our club might come to our aid. Jaden has said, Sava, I think it's, by the way, Brian, if you want to join, feel free. Sava, I think it's a Forest PR stunt to make it look like they try. Oh, God, I absolutely love football. I love YouTube. I love football. I love all of you lot. Charlie Geezer, that's his name. I'm not just calling him a geezer. I said the deal won't be off. There you go. The deal won't be off. That's what Charlie has said. Let me catch up. I'm like, I've got so many people in here, so many comments in here right now that I just can't keep up with the chat. I'm trying to get to as many as possible. Just before we do, Cat Funt, you know what you've done with your name there. Big up. One of my channel members said, big up Sava and chat. And Gibbsy. Who's Gibbsy? Oh, Morgan White Gibbs. Sorry, that just completely went over my head. Big up to you, Cat Funt. One day you're going to get me in trouble because I am going to say what this is meant to say, right? And completely mix my words. Big up to you. Thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate you, my man. Daniel Field has just started the super sticker train. We love a super sticker train. Thank you very much, Daniel. Really appreciate that donation. And then if that wasn't enough, Daniel Field has come in again and smashed a super sticker in. Big up to you, Daniel. Really appreciate you. If he can do that, you lot can smash the like button. And thank you. We've had about 50 subscribers in the last 15 minutes. It's gone absolutely bananas. Hope you're enjoying the content. I'm trying to give you an impartial view. I'm trying to keep you up to date. I'm getting WhatsApp. I'm getting WhatsApp left, right, and center. I'm getting information come through on Sky and on the Romanos and the Ornsteins and the whoever's. Big up to you. Thank you to Mix Mitchell, who's been a member for 4 months. Big up to you, my man. Said Forest becoming one of the most unlikable clubs. Yeah, I mean, listen, their owner has done good things at Forest, but he is starting to become very unlikable. And as I said, I don't think he'll give a rat's ass that he's becoming unlikable. That's the difference. Big up to you, Mix Mitchell. Really appreciate that. Where are we? Let me let me try and catch up. God, look at the number of comments here. It is mental. Rooty Toot said, storm in a teacup. Love that saying. My mum used to say that all the time. Rest in peace. Forest just trying to get more pounds because Spurs bid exactly the right amount to trigger the release clause. And let's face it, it's a good price. Yeah, listen, I'll ask you this question, Rooty Toot. If that release clause had been 80 million and Spurs had triggered it, would Nottingham Forest be doing this? If it was an 85 million pound release clause, would Forest be doing it? For me, this makes Forest look really petty and makes them look like a small club, if we're going to be brutally honest. That's just my opinion. Here's your compensation. We'll bid up the price on every player Forest bid for. Look, you would have thought that the clubs had some good comms, right? We signed Brennan Johnson from them the other year. You think in the last 2 years, we would have given Nottingham Forest 107 million pounds for 2 players. Hey, Forest are going to do what Forest are going to do. I don't blame it. And their fans are going to stick up for it. I get it. The wrap up Haven, I love that. I said, owner is petty, laugh out loud. You'll get the signing, Sava. Karma. Yeah, listen, guys, I'm not sitting here saying we won't get it. I'm not sitting here saying we will. What I am sitting here and saying is it's typical Tottenham. Paul O'Keefe has said, technically, you approach the club, agreed terms on any release clause, then speak to the player. Nottingham Forest appear to be claiming that Tottenham knew too much detail on the release clause and made an illegal approach based on that information. The question is, how do you prove it? Very difficult. And on this one, I do agree with Paul O'Keefe on that. How do they prove that? That's going to be a really interesting one to prove. How did Tottenham do it illegally? How would there be documents? Would there be emails? Surely, if anything like this was done illegally, it would be over the phone. What sort of evidence are Nottingham Forest going to present to the FA to say, look, here's what we did. What's the sanction for doing that? Is it a couple of million? I don't know anymore. I don't know. Where are we? Let me catch up a little bit. This is brilliant. Yeah, listen, tapping up is dead. Listen, I listen to how many of these transfers get done like in crazy ways. By the way, thank you to everyone who has liked and subscribed. Keep smashing that subscribe button as we try to push towards the 20,000. As I said, I'll try and give you as many live shows as possible every single day throughout this transfer window and then into the season. For anyone that cares about the tennis, by the way, in the semi-final, Taylor Fritz is currently losing the first set 5-4 to Carlos Alcaraz, just for anyone that cares. Daniel Harris has said, I refuse to believe that Daniel Levy makes a legal mistake. Bloke does not make mistakes like that, surely. I can't tell if you're being sarcastic, but this is our man, Daniel Levy, innit? This is Daniel Levy. In Levy and business we trust, don't we? Spurs Naples has said, hope we get Morgan Gibbs White. He scores the winner against Forest. Yeah, can you just gives it one of these? Just gives it one of these to Marinakis up in the stands. This is now going to create a rivalry, isn't it, in some way, shape or form between Tottenham Hotspur and Nottingham Forest when there really isn't one there. Oh, this is all gone crazy. What's wrong with the world? Let's have a look. Let's catch up. Where are we? Oh, God, I'm still 15 minutes behind. I'm still on comments at 2 p.m. and it's 2:15. Let's have a look. So what happens is in most deals, without the release clause, you talk to the player, right? You talk to the agent. Does your player want to join? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, he does. Right. Let's go and make a bid to the club. What they're saying on this front is that the release, from my understanding of what we've learned in the last hour or so, is that the release clause was not public knowledge. So I think what Forest are saying is, how did Spurs know that the release clause was there to be hit? They're saying that we would have got that information from tapping up the player illegally. Now, legally, you could speak to a player's agent. Otherwise, agents wouldn't exist. So you can speak to the agent, but they're saying that we found out the release clause information by illegally tapping up Morgan Gibbs White. What a load of petty nonsense is going to be my hard and fast stance on all of this. Absolutely crazy times. NSG has said it's just Forest saying it's off. Spurs saying we want to proceed. Levy, just wait a few days and see. Let's just wait a few days and see. Yeah, but we're football fans on YouTube. We don't want to wait a few days and see. That doesn't create good content and controversy and drama for you lot and for me, does it, Ennis? There are far too many sensible people that say sensible things like, oh, let's wait until the end of the window. Okay, let's do one transfer show at the end of the window, shall we? By the way, I've got Sky Sports News on. So for anyone saying Sky Sports have said this, I've got it on in the background. They're not saying it's off. They're just saying it's on hold. And I'm guessing the FA are going to have to wrap their arms around this very quickly and get this resolved. Ed M, big up Ed, has said, depends what clauses, but it's a straight up release. Clauses aren't legally binding. Brian Spurs said sour grapes from their from their banger of an owner. We'll never know. Ed Sweeting has said it's a bit weird with potential medical and completion today. There must have been a lot of discussion between the clubs to get this far. Sounds like a late show of defiance. Yeah, this is what I don't get. How has it got to the stage then where he's at a medical? How on earth has it got to that stage if there's been anything illegal? It's utterly crazy. Forest owner moving mad. Hopefully the deal is still on. Yeah, I mean we're hoping so. We're hoping so. Where are we? Let me catch up. Let me get to the newest. Ornstein, do you know what? I don't think David Ornstein has said anything as of yet. You know what Ornstein's like. He's a little bit more relaxed than the rest of these lot, isn't he? He hasn't said anything. The last thing he said was that Noni Madueke is granted permission by Chelsea to leave the camp in the USA. and undertake a medical before completing his trip to Arsenal. So that's the last thing we've got on from David Ornstein. Simon's Side of Football has said, Sava, maybe we have made a mistake as we are not used to working a big club and triggering play. yeah, we're not used to going, there's 60 million, let's get the deal done. So we've maybe a few little errors en route. Sava, no more use of the word Spursy. Slappy Jack, this is the most Spursy scenario of all time, isn't it? This is the most Spursy scenario of all time. Spurs, for the first time ever, go down, slap down a 60 million up front on the table to buy a player that walks into our team, and there's a problem. Surely this is why the word Spursy was invented and continues to exist. Ellie, the Queen Ellie, my YouTube mum. Sorry for calling that Ellie. I'm sure you'll be WhatsApping me later, telling me off. Said the deal will go through. We triggered the release clause all legally. Ellie, with some inside information, with all her Tottenham Hotspur connections. What do you know, Ellie? What do you know, Ellie? You tell us what you know. Jeff has said, Gibbs, and that, I love this. I love Jeff. What's going on, my man? I know you're a Forest fan, but Gibbs shite? Come on, you guys didn't call him Morgan Gibbs shite before he left you. You lot loved him. Saying Gibbs White wants London. Ta-ta, see you later. Well, your owner isn't saying ta-ta, see you later, is he? Your owner's giving it a bit of a court case. I'm not worried. I'm just reporting the news. I'm just reporting the news. Petro has said Marinakis is doing it for Ange. Or what the old Greek connection there between Marinakis and Ange Postecoglou. How many times have we heard club agreed terms of the player from Romano, etc., before the bid has been made? Forest clutching at straws. Yeah, listen. My gut feeling, flying solo. Big up to you, my man. Did I see you in the stream earlier? Big up to you. My gut feeling is that this will get sorted pretty quickly by the FA. That's my gut feeling, that it will be a lot to do about nothing. However, how often do we get our gut feelings wrong, right? Most of the time, we like to think that our gut is right. But a lot of the time, we get it wrong. And maybe, just maybe, Spurs have done something wrong. Just quickly, Vindaloo sticking in a super sticker. They're very, very generous. Front door's about to go. Sticking in a very generous super sticker there. Thank you very much, my man. I know you're an Arsenal fan, but thank you very much for that. Really do appreciate you. And Ryan G has become a new channel member. You lot have been way too generous today. Thank you very much. We've had an amazing super sticker train. Channel members, loads of new subscribers. Thank you very much. Big up, Ryan G. Really, really do appreciate that. Let's do I feel we've broken the rules? Maybe a little grey area. Maybe, asking what is the release clause? Is there a release clause? I don't know. Jaden, great point. Sava, it's whether they can prove it. Of course, it's whether they can prove it. If they can prove it, Spurs are going to be in trouble, right? If they can't prove it, then we're not going to be in trouble. So this is really, really going to be very, very interesting to see what happens here. Let me get down some of your comments. So there's loads of you on it. I mean, I think everyone, on a scale of 1 to 10, how worried are you? 10 being worried, 1 not being worried at all. How worried are you the deal goes off? 10 not being worried, 1 very worried. Yeah? So 1 will be, yeah, I'm worried. 10 is, we're cool, we're relaxed. 10 out of 10 is going through. Samir said, Sava, the Forest owner is just salty as F. He also tried to sue Palace when they got Europa. He wants to sue everyone, this bloke, doesn't he? Martin said, it's not like Atletico Madrid ain't tried tapping up Romero in public for everyone to see. It is what it is. I don't know. Yeah, sorry. Tarek saying, I guess Paratici is back. Oh, Paratici. Oh, naughty Paratici. I'm hoping this gets sorted. Nottingham Forest announced the signing of defender Jair Cunha at the same time. I love that. So Nottingham Forest are announcing signings while trying to sue Spurs. This is priceless. Absolutely priceless. This is funny as, isn't it? This is funny as. Big up to Donna Cullen in the chat. Big up to you. Nottingham Forest. I love that. The Karen of the Premier League. Go on, the Karens of the Premier League. Go on. Go on, go on, go on, go on. Why would you want to call us Spursy? No, listen. Again, people like Kenneth don't listen. I'm calling the situation Spursy. Listen, there's a difference. Everyone, people like you, stop getting so offended by nothing. This is 2025 to a T. Everyone's offended by everything. Listen to what I've said. Listen to what I've said. Well, now you know what all of us know. Levy is about. Oh, listen, you don't need to. Sorry, are you trying to tell Spurs fans about Daniel Levy? Sorry, we know him way more than you do. Bear with me 1 second. Sorry. We know him way more than you do. Sorry, can you bear with me? Sorry about that, everyone. The dogs were losing their minds. It was screamy. It was noisy. I'm so sorry about that. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. Us Greeks, them damn bloody Greeks and their drama. A Greek tragedy, more like. A Greek tragedy. So, yeah, maybe the FA need to investigate Marinakis. Maybe they do. Let's see if they do. Listen, it's absolutely crazy. Jaden has said, Sava, as of now, they're talking to lawyers. If they turn around and say there's nothing we can do, that we move and celebrate louder. Well, listen, this almost makes me want them to have a dreadful transfer window. This makes me want them to have a dreadful transfer window, and it wants me to get Morgan Gibbs-White here more and have an absolute brilliant season. A brilliant season. Madness. David has said TalkSport claiming could go third-party arbitration. That would have a 12-week process. Surely it won't be 12 weeks. Surely they won't let that drag on for 12 weeks. Dan Skyline said the Forest are crybabies. Oh, it's madness, isn't it? It's absolutely madness. Big up to my man, Darren Belverstone. Very generous. Said Sava, maybe the mole has struck again. Is there a mole? Is there a mole somewhere at Tottenham? The mole. Look out for the mole. By the way, thank you, Darren, for being a member. You guys, we're 30 subscribers off 19.2 thousand. Smash that button. The link I'm putting in right now. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I'll give you your daily Tottenham news over and over again. All of the Tottenham news as it's released, I will get to you. Big up to Darren Belverstone and big up to Ian JD, another channel member, who has said there is no way Forest can prove anything. What's the point of having a release clause if nobody knows about it? Forest are just salty. So, yeah, I completely agree with you. So I'm getting new stuff coming in. Morgan Gibbs-White still expected to leave Nottingham Forest, according to The Athletic, but the situation could now drag out with Forest considering a legal complaint against Spurs. So still expected to leave, but could be leaving elsewhere, maybe. Who knows? Big up to you, Ian. Completely agree. Forest seem salty. We've paid his release clause. What's the problem? We've paid the release clause. Did they think that Daniel Levy was going to bid 70 million for this player? What is the problem exactly? Big up to you, Ian. Really appreciate you. Really appreciate everybody. Just getting more information through. Where are we? Who sent me this? Madness. Utter madness, people. I genuinely, and even Margot Robbie's here. To show her utter disdain. Matt said, typical of Spurs to do something snide. See, straight away, unfortunately, this is what happens. Straight away, people like Matt, it's blame Spurs. We don't know we've done anything yet. We don't know we've done anything, Matt. You wanted to act like the big clubs. Don't Chelsea and City and those do that. See, this is why Levy can never win. People like Matt, we want to act like them. We want to act like them. Oh, typical Spurs, something snide. When do Spurs do snide things? What are you talking about? Utter craziness. Sean has said Morgan Gibbs-White walks into our team in multiple positions as well. What a Forest playing at. Well, it's madness, man. Exactly. Duffer sure has said, complaining we knew the 60 million buyout clause when they authorised it. It's released to Man City. Okay. It's madness. Utter madness. Of course, but that's life, right? That's what you do. You speak to the agent. Hey, we want your player. What's going on? What's the situation? What's the release clause? Madness. Tony saying that he's already at Hotspur Way. It's utter madness, isn't it? This is Julian has said player power will prevail. Well, it's going to be very sour between Morgan Gibbs-White and Nottingham Forest now, isn't it? It's going to be very, very stale. Hang on. It's going to be very, very, very weird, isn't it, between Morgan Gibbs-White and Nottingham Forest. Hey, madness. Okay, let's see. So one was that people are worried. I don't know if they've listened. So everyone's worried. One. You're all very worried. 10 was relaxed. 3, 5. Sorry, so no one... 10, are you not worried? I don't think... Did you all get the game? Did you all get the game, or you're just all genuinely that worried? 10, 9, 10, not worried at all. Maybe we've got such post-traumatic syndrome, haven't we? We're all so burnt by Daniel Levy. We are so burnt. We're so scorned as a fan base, aren't we? We're so scorned as a fan base. Utterly crazy times. Guys, girls, listen, at the moment, I'm going to leave it there. I think that what will be. I'll come back on once we got some proper news, breaking news, and we'll find out. But at the moment, I do think we will be going around in circles, won't we? So we'll wait and see what happens. What I am going to do is, first of all, I'm going to thank every single one of you. Thank you for all the new subscribers. If you haven't subscribed right now, I'm going to shamelessly say, if we can get another 25 people subscribed right now, we get to 19,200, and that would be 200 subscribers in 2 days. That would be utterly amazing. So if you haven't subscribed, please do. What I am going to do is I'm going to send you all over. I'm going to send you all over to the coffee company, to Tottenham on tour. Same thing. I'm going to send you all over to Tottenham on tour. Please, when you get over there, please smash the like. Please say Savarade. Please subscribe to them. They're only a few subs away from 9,000. So please do. Much love. Take care. And as always, come on, you Spurs. And if we can get another few subscribers, it'll be absolutely amazing. Take care. And remember to say Savarade. Much love. Bye-bye.